Asasi Radio was just magical. So Asasi Radio, I was here in Sahara. It was one of the evenings where I'm an MC as well.
Sure.
I'm a club MC. I'm an event MC. So let's say in a club where the DJ is playing, I'm very good on the mic. I can turn up the praise.
Hey.
Amazing.
So can you turn up small for us? Can you turn up?
If you have the music, why not? I can tell you will feel them.
Wow.
So one of the evenings where I was performing, with the mic, jamming here and there, not knowing somebody was sitting in here looking at me. I finished whatever I was doing, and then the person just approached me, said hi, told me that his name is Nano Tujando.
Yeah, I know him.
You know him.
Yeah.
So that's how I met Nano Tujando. Big shouts to you, Nano Tujando. I know you're watching me right
Sure.
now. And so he just said, you know what? You are one of the people I'm looking for here in Cape Coast. There's something in you. I want to put you on the radio. And I'm like, oh, really? He said, yes, he wants to put me on the radio. Then he started telling me about Asasi Radio. So me, as at that time, Asasi Radio had not even started yet. They were now doing their installation, trying to fix their stuff. Where he first took me to the radio station, showed me around, and then, started, moving around with me and all of that until the station actually started. So me, even before Asasi Radio started, I just knew that I was going to work with them. And I always told him that, boss, if you give me the opportunity, I will be able to prove my work, and you should do that. Fast forward, the note to Jando was the one who put me on Asasi Radio.
Sure.
He said, you know what, I have a program called Urban 233. This is the concept of it. This is how I want you to do it. I'm not going to give you any script as to how to do the production, but run it your own.
Then you start from there.
And that was how I was announced. I just put together my team, got my DJ, we got on air, and we started doing magic.
Yeah, because I saw it. I saw your videos, and then saw you jamming in there as I see radio. I was watching. I say, "Wow, Trigga Biney!" Everywhere you will see Trigga over there. Everywhere you see Trigga over there. What happened? Then you move out from Asasi Radio. What happened?
Asasi Radio, nothing really happened. But I think that I worked with them for a number of months. Like, it was almost a year. But I had a little bit of challenge with my time. Because I remember that as at the time which I accepted to work with Asasi Radio, my time was a bit flexible, and so I was able to go on radio.
Okay.
But one thing you should always understand is radio is time. Radio is working. You start at 3 o'clock. Radio is 3 o'clock.
It's 3.
What time to me at 3 later and then be there 4. So it got to a problem where I realized that my time was becoming a big challenge for me. I was doing a lot of things, and so not able to meet the time. Meanwhile, I was just doing Saturdays only from 3 to 6 p.m. From 3 to 6 p.m. only on Saturday, 3 hours. But now the schedule I had tight so much that I was not even able to make it on time, and it was really becoming a problem. Because imagine if the programs. Your program's manager is aware that you're going to, just log in right at 3 o'clock, go at bed 3:30, put in the studio. There's a problem. You get it, and also around that time I was traveling around quite often, and so it was a big challenge, and so I felt that it would be best that I just take a step back, try to do other things, and when I feel like I have enough time to do the radio, then I come in. And so as I say radio, I never had any. There was nothing wrong. It was just because of me and my time. I was not able to make time to be on radio as it was scheduled, and so I just had to take some steps back and then focus on other things.
Cape Coast love talking.
Yes.
So I heard the rumors that Asasi Radio is not paying you. That is why you move from there and this and that. But today you have explained the reason. Like your time conscious is very important.
I think that in the aspect of Asase Radio not paying me, I think that it's true. For all my time I spent in Asase Radio, I never received even one CD at Asase Radio. But it was not something that was of a problem, because when I began you see, that's what I'm saying, that me being on the radio, it wasn't because it was a conversation I had with Reymo that I wanted to, be on radio and develop myself on radio, and he gave me the chance, gave me the platform. Yeah. And I also felt that if I have such a big platform like Asase Radio, why not? I can also jump on, because at the end of it all, if I am developing myself, it is not only for Asase Radio, it's also for myself.
Sure.
It's also for my brand development. And so, yes, I worked with Asase Radio for like about 9 months, but Nanjo one CD input from there. And I don't think it was a problem for me, because the time I started, and it was something that I was. But then they were working things, underground, and then it was not like a tune. They put me on the payroll.
Sure.
Asase is a big organization, so
anything it should be go to Accra, doing this.
So it was taking time, but then we were gradually getting there. But me, it wasn't about the money. Yes, I didn't receive any salary there, but it is not about
the money issue.
I just felt like not in time.
So today, if they call you again, will you have time for them?
Ooh, you see, at the moment, I would love to go back to radio, and of course, Asase is a very big brand. I would always love to go back to Asase Radio to work with them, but I still feel like my time
you worry about your time.
Yes, my time be a big problem for me, and so if I'm able to, sort out that time thing where I feel like, since I'm not enough time. And then Asase Radio, there's also an opportunity for me. Why not? I don't mind.
Sure.
I can be there.
Sure.
I will be there.
Sure. Charlie, Trigga Biney, he's jumping. And we didn't know where he's going. That is why this show is discover who you are. Because if you didn't discover what you want to do in life, I think you can't reach your goal.
Yeah.
So, Trigga, I saw you went into politics because you were entertainment. Later on, you shift to politics. I saw your flyers. I said, why, Trigga? So you can't do one thing. That time, I don't know what is going on. What happened? Why did you put yourself in politics? Do you think politics can help your life? Do you think why? What came into your mind and you shift into the politics?
Okay, so I think that Sure. I think that yes, I delved into politics, and I won't say I've stopped politics. It's all about priorities and seasons. Priorities and seasons. If at a certain season you feel like this is a priority for you, why not? You jump on it and you push hard.
Yeah.
Then you try to move. Politics is something that I wouldn't say more investing in. I was part of team. Yes, I was doing communication work for team and all of that. And so when I completed school, sometimes as a graduate, when you finish school and you try to do a lot of things. And so when I completed school and I came back to Cape Coast after my national service, around that year, I happened to be in Cape Coast North, and Honorable Kobia Champion was running. So I was part of the campaign team that toured and campaigned for him in Cape Coast North 24/7. And so I think that was the period where I developed a lot of love for the politics. And then I also saw that as an avenue to also reach out to people, listen to their problems, and then find means and ways to help them resolve them. And so it was something I love. I love helping people. I love solving problems. I love listening to people and trying to help them solve their problems. And so I think through the campaign period, the love for that became so high. And so yes, fast forward, the champion contested, he lost. And so in the next 4 years, there was going to be an election to elect the parliamentary candidate who was going to stand for Cape Coast North constituency. And I had a conversation with Kobe, called him, asked him if he was going to run again so that we can start preparation. And he said he doesn't want to run again. And then I just felt like if Kobe is not going to run again, I just feel that it was an opportunity for me to
take over.
To take over, because I had gone around severally with him, and I felt like, yes, I know the terrain now. I have the interest. I want to help people, and I felt that was the right channel for me to get that position and then help people. And so yes, I started the campaign, and that time I was able to do the campaign because trust me, not like I was telling you before. I was working at that time. It's not kakao. And so politics, you need a little bit of money to do all these things. So when I started, it was very, very good for me. Like very, 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 very good. I was going around meeting constituents, giving them money. I picked up the form and everything. As at that time, picked up the form, everything. I didn't contest at a point because there was a personal problem that I faced.
What problem?
But I remember around that time, Charlie said, Trigga, I could discover an opponent. That time, I'm a raga now. Contest. Yes. So we picked form. I was even interviewed by Dom TV and all of that. But I had to pull out of the race. And it became a conversation that maybe I'm Cape Coast. But that wasn't the case. I think that K2, just before I was about contested the elections, then I ran into a very serious, financial difficulty that I just didn't know how I was going to pull myself out of it. After I picked the forms and I was about, continuing with the race, that was when I faced a very big challenge, financial challenge. Personally, I got defrauded by a group of people.
Whilst you were in the politics?
Whilst I was in the politics, so I just want to push this into politics. I got defrauded big time. And it was such a big incident that I lost almost everything I had in my bank account at that time. Yes, because young guy actually K2 and just imagine it is out there that I am contesting for elections. I want to talk about these things on your platform. These are stories I've never shared on any platform, but I feel like if I tell somebody this story, they can understand that in life you can face difficulties. Sure. And obviously, you can find a way to also come out of difficulties and all of that. And so yes, I lost money through fraudulent means. Some group of people defrauded me. I lost money, and so now I got to a point where I didn't know whether I was going to contest or not, because now the pressure was coming in. I was left with some few days to file my application form and all of that, and I can't, because I was supposed to pay some money and I couldn't pay it. At that point, I had so much confidence in myself and people believed me so much that at that point in this for BBR scanner, because personally me, I'm somebody Charlie.
You don't ask.
It's a chill, it's a boys the Charlie. I just want to step back. people were confused. Trigga, how? And it was so sad that I remember the day that I was supposed to file my forms at the party office. People at Apple-Sika, not town Apple-Sika, that's where I grew up. The youth, everybody, Charlie, people they believe say Charlie the Trigga, you know, Akasa bits in the forms. I'm a fool. Charlie brass band.
Wow.
Nah, Trigga, you know, also no.
Trigga didn't stand
the forms. Just imagine the kind of disappointment that happened, and it was so much big for me to take that. That day, my mother even my mother was who I was even sad for. Because a drama wa benefit Charlie, I see. Now be having Charlie.
So why you didn't inform them before when you were scammed? Why you didn't inform them that I'm standing by, I won't go again, and then let them?
It was quite confusing. You see, in life sometimes you get to positions, or you get to situations where you don't even know the decision to take. You don't even know if you would want to tell people about whatever you are going through or not. I didn't know what to do at that point. I just didn't know. And so that day, the show man, listen, wow. The phones, and I didn't submit my forms.
So were you having a group of people who scam you? Are they your friends or what?
You see, it was even, it was. I think a friend was a part of it. A friend knew I was contesting. He said, "Oh, Charlie, we are trying to get sponsorship from here and here. It's not coming." And so he knows somebody who's very good at forex trading. He can trade and get me, and get some returns on my money, so that we can push it into the politics. And I was like, "Oh, Charlie, this is a good idea. It's okay too." Even the money that I got defrauded of me. Like one or two funds from others to add to the money. That's as because being there. If a friend of mine knows that I'm going to contest for these elections, and he knows that I need money to run the campaign. Now he has an idea, Charlie. He knows that he also has a friend, who is good in forex trading. That was what he said. And so we can just push the money,
then the money will come.
And then, make some money for us within 2 weeks.
That is crazy.
Yes.
So, Trigga,
yes, sir.
Were you not scared when you were going to be a politician? Because there are many things that happen. Were you not scared? Or do you want to be a famous? That is why, or you want to get an opportunity when, if you didn't win, you will get an opportunity for travel, a contest about this and this and that.
It wasn't that. Like I said, I'm personally somebody that, growing up, I've been in leadership positions. I held several leadership positions, even throughout to Senegal Science College, to K University. There were several leadership roles that I played into. As for leadership roles, I'm not scared of. So I felt that it was going to be, being in politics was going to be an avenue for me to, get a lot of, leverage of the power that I will have to help a lot of people. That was basically my reasoning of entering politics. So I was not scared of anything. I just felt like, it's going to be a good opportunity where I will stand and be able to speak for people that are not in, for the voiceless basically, and be able to help and advocate for good and better initiatives for, my constituency most especially. So that's it. So
if you get the opportunity to be a politician, will you help Cape Coast?
Of course, me too.
You sure? Because politics, they will tell us many things when they get opportunity.
They do.
And right now, we don't hear them. We don't hear our MPs. We don't hear them again.
Of course. Me, I believe in action than Cassava. Yes, and so that's why people talk a lot, but they are not able to deliver. But trust me, I love Cape Coast. Cape Coast is on my heart, and Cape Coast is obviously a town that whenever I have very big opportunity, I'm going to help cripples. And even in my my current life, people that I'm employing here are basically people from Cape Coast. I've had an opportunity to connect people to certain, diasporas that come here and actually looking for people to work with or people to be on projects with. I always recommend people from Cape Coast. I always, try to get people from Cape Coast to put in all of these places. And so, yes, I am always going to help Cape Coast. So I hope I also have a mobile. It's something that is always on our hearts. We will do that.
Lovely people, as you are still watching, still we have not discovered, we have not discovered. And before we get there, before we come to the management work on Trigga Biney, still he's doing this. He went to politics, he didn't make it. He went to entertainment, radio, other stuff. He didn't get time to do it.
Yes.
So before he would discover, Biney,
Yes, sir.
I heard you were something in UCC. What do you do in UCC?
Okay, so I'm an administrative staff at the University of Cape Coast. I'm a senior staff at UCC. I'm a Casford Hall.
Casford Hall.
I think a lot of people don't know that, but yes, I'm a senior staff at the University of Cape Coast. At Casford Hall. Yes, that's where I'm working. So,
Hey, so still we are on the pipeline, Still we are on the pipeline, checking what do you do. Trigga,
yes, sir.
I want to ask a bit question.
Oh, sure.
A bitter question.
Yes, let's go.
Have you been in drugs before?
Have I been
in drugs before?
Have I been in drugs before? I think I have. I've done that before. Okay, so how will I put it? Okay, so let me go back to. Remember, I told you that right after I was not able to contest for election. Yes. Right after that, also, I lost my job.
You lost your job.
I lost my job.
So you were in depression or what?
I think I was depressed. At that point, I was so depressed, and it was a very heavy depression. It was a very heavy depression because one, somebody who was anticipating to do greater things, I was cut short. I wasn't able to do that. And you see, it was even more serious because when I got defrauded, now I lost my job.
So the life turned round.
I lost my job. Losing my job, I didn't have money. I had to survive to sort out a lot of things and so on. I had to sell my car.
The car you bought?
The car I bought. I had a Camry. I had to sell the Camry. I had to sell my phone. I had to sell a lot of things to sort out certain, people that I was owing around that time. Do you get what I mean? And so I felt like, hey, Charlie, I better take the music or be out of.
You're very free.
Rather than you're driving in a Camry. But people are chasing
you. Are owing. Then you are driving.
How do you survive quickly? So I had to push all of these things out, sell my car, sell my phones, sell some items that I had, and so I went from 100 to 0.
Wow.
So I went from 100 to 0. You see, it was so sad that I was always in the room. Always indoors. And two people in the video press. The people could not count and say, Charlie, no, the trigger, where your car G? Charlie, no, the trigger. Charlie, see, every day you know Charlie,
you get trauma.
I feel very shy to come out. And so I'm indoors. Going through depression. And throughout the depression, I felt like, I met up with a friend of mine. I made the guys in Tomo. He also smokes and all of that. and then that was where I also started, smoking. I smoked the weed, and because I just felt like that was that was the only way I was going to use to escape reality. You get it? Because when I started, anytime you get high, the feeling is
different.
It's different, and the feeling takes you away from the reality, from the world. That's the feeling it gives you. That's why sometimes, you see, when you have not gone into such situations, you don't understand people. You see people smoking, you see people doing that, and you feel like you're original now. Sometimes people are going through stuff mentally that it is only the drugs and then the cannabis, which is the weed, that takes them out of reality to a certain level where when I drink food, and will be the one on the inside. Sometimes don't blame the person too much. I hope you get what I mean.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of courage and confidence to be able to take yourself out of that situation.
So yes, I understand that, but taking drugs because of what you go through, because of you went down, you sell your car, you sell your phones, and then getting through all this trauma, is but starting doing drugs. Did they change it or still? Then you are owing, but you are doing drugs.
It didn't change anything. And that's why I'm saying it is also the mindset. It's okay too. You see, I got so much. When I got into smoking, I was serious.
Wow.
It got to a point where I was not even staying at home to smoke. Me, I would go to the ghetto there. After I said, "Look at ghetto."
Go sleep there.
I would go sit there, Charlie. After I said,
"It's crazy."
It's a show. After I said, "When you boys in the show, fine." Now the way I find with Charlie, no problems. Me, I don't know.
So you make fine. Yes, you make fine. You see that, I make fine, so I'm not owing. But you are owing.
Oh, so that's why I'm saying that the feeling of the drugs takes you from reality, which I will go in.
Okay, we move from one world to another world. You don't know that you are owing. You don't care.
Now I'm the what?
Charlie,
I hope you understand.
Yeah. It's hard. It
takes you to a different world where you don't care about anything.
So how did you come out with that?
How did I come out of it?
Yes.
So yes, I was doing it, and I was smoking cannabis. It got to a point. My friend introduced me to tramadol, and I was taking.
Another friend introduced you to tramadol.
The same friend introduced me to tramadol. I was taking it, and all of these drugs gives you a reaction. Me, when I took the tramadol, the reaction it gave me, I didn't like until I took it like once, twice, and I never took it. You get what I mean? When you take it, the reaction that it gives me, when I took it was normally feel comfortable. So I never took it to it was only like just the smoking, and then also there are other things, other liquid, drugs that you add to Coke, Sprite, and then you drink it. They're all drugs. They make you high. And so I was taking all of these things until a day where either them make a fine, and this thing I was into it for like almost 2 years.
Wow.
2
years drugs.
2 years. That would be like that would be me there fine your time home to be do. I got home, I slept, I woke up around like let's say 1 a.m. We bought pre we started seeing one pad and I'm saying, Charlie, that day when the drugs in I don't know, like when I found with there, like now I've come into reality. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I've moved from the different world to reality. And then I came into reality and I realized that, Charlie, time really cool. Time is really going. I'm like, Trigga, what's really happening to you? Somebody who went as high as contesting to be a member of parliament. Somebody that people look up to. Somebody that, most of the youth in the community look up to. Somebody that was being taken care of by your single parent, your mother. I was talking to myself that day. I don't know if you have ever encountered that before.
Sure.
I told them, I'm not a man who's in my catching the head. It's a trigger. Time okay. If they are into me, boy, why are you getting out of me? You have to stop what you're doing. That's what I said to myself. So I'm going to go, it's not coming down. Let me say, here. Time here, then. Okay. And I don't think that this is the life that I want to live for myself.
Because going to university,